Some people can't make it.
Okay.
And then we'll let John, yeah,
Well, I'm going to give it over to you, Karen, after I do my little
yeah.
answer. So good morning, everybody. It is August 4th, 2025. And for those who will be seeing this for the first time, we do this every Monday morning, unless it's a holiday, 9 a.m. Just talking real estate 101 and different things that we can educate our team on. So, don't be afraid to invite a colleague or two. Everybody's always invited to this. And today Karen has this very, very special guest with us. So, Karen, it's all yours.
So I would like to introduce Steve Bird and his partner, Rich. They own Vision Windows, and I'll just hand it right over to Steve because also in the chat, Steve put a URL for us to reference because the condo laws are changing with regard to windows, I believe, or have. And I'll let, obviously that's the reason he's here. He's going to go over some of the changes in effect with regard to that.
Yeah, and Rich, yeah. Carol, real quick, if you guys and girls that have been on mine, I'm going to mute you just in case your phone rings or something like that. And while we're having this conversation, if a question comes to your mind, write it down, and then after Steve and Rich present, we'll open it up for Q&A.
Sounds great.
Okay, great. Well, good morning once again. Appreciate you taking the time to invite us this morning to this. So what we're starting to hear quite a bit, especially from the condominium associations and also some apartments, is the new laws are starting to go into effect. They changed the building code about a year and a half ago. Any new installs on windows and doors must be impact rated. And they started at the coastline going in, I think it was about 3 miles. Well, that has now changed from Orlando all the way down to the Keys, the entire state of Florida. And then they're working as well northward into the Panhandle, and it's basically going to become the entire state of Florida is going to have a mandate where you have to have either approved hurricane coverings for your windows, or you're going to have impact glass. That's going to happen as well on residential homes, and that's basically all we do is impact glass and impact doors. A lot of people are seeing this coming. It started off people putting impact glass in for the insurance discounts, things like that. After last year, they talk about global warming, our storms getting worse, things like that. So it's become a really hot topic right now is the impact glass. So the article that I loaded up is from the Florida Condo HOA law blog, they call it. And also we have, Linda, do you know where, or Karen, I'm sorry. Got so many people I'm looking at here. The Gulf Harbor condos on Marine Parkway, if you're familiar with that. So we're actually working with them right now. They had the mandate come through just a little while back. Every single window must be replaced or the insurance companies will not insure the buildings. They have about 6,200 windows. I think it's about 900 sliding doors. And I think it's somewhere around 1,200 front doors, I think it is over there. And then, as I mentioned earlier, down by Clearwater Beach, we have the condos, Dolphin Cove condos. We've been doing work in there for the homeowners, replacing windows. And they were talking to Rich, what, about 2 weeks ago, Rich, about the mandate they're getting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's the same thing. They're right now deciding if it's going to be the homeowner association replacing them, or it's going to be passed on to homeowners.
Okay. More than likely, they're going to pass on to the homeowners. That's what happened over here at the Gulf Harbor condos. The association owned all the windows. They definitely did not have the money to replace all these windows in their reserves. So they gave the homeowners an ultimatum. If we vote, because over here, the association owned the windows. Some places the association owns it, some place they don't. So they gave the homeowners a choice, and either you take ownership of the windows. If you don't, your monthly dues are going to go up about $2,000 a month. So everybody decided, yeah, we want to take ownership of our own windows. So that's now went into effect over there. We see that starting to happen in most condo associations that we're talking to, handing it off to the homeowners. And then they can go from there and shop with who they want for the windows. The other thing we're finding from the associations, association presidents, things like that, they only want one window company in there. And Gulf Harbor's over here. We were just awarded that. We have other people we're talking to. So it's really starting to take off now, these new changes.
So hey, you had mentioned, Steve, that was just it's just for condos right now. Is it affecting single family homes?
That's going to happen next. So what we're waiting for is the state to officially put out their statements. They're working with the insurance companies, but a lot of insurance companies that we talk to, they're coming right out and telling us, hey, everybody's going to impact glass in the entire state of Florida. So what the state of Florida is doing right now is trying to come together with programs to help people out to do this.
Mhm.
Pasco County right now has a program. It's basically like a home improvement program. And if you're 62 years old or older, they have different programs. They have 30-year loans that are interest free. I can probably load that up as well. I have that bookmarked somewhere. I'll find that and put that up on the chat as well. Uh, so
So
just
would that be a loan that, like, if it's a Pasco County resident, 62 or older, it would be a loan that they would be able to get to pay their portion of the condo assessment?
correct. Well, actually, not the assessment because they're now going to own the windows. So each individual homeowner is going to be responsible to pay for their own windows. So through Pasco County, they've put this program together to help people out. And also the state of Florida is trying to put something together right now as well, because that's a pretty good expense. And the insurance companies are mandating it that you're going to have the impact glass. So like I say, they're starting with the condos and apartments, and it's rolling down to residential homes as well.
Yeah. I know I was in a building, Karen. I drive by it all the time on the way to the Island Estates home. There's a high rise, maybe 8, 10 stories on the intercoastal, and it's got yellow siding on it, and most of the siding is still missing. But I went to show a condo there for a customer a couple of weeks ago, and the agent called me informing me about the glass situation because the condo association was mandating that the owners put in new windows. And like you mentioned, Steve, they'd rather have one window company in there because first of all, they're buying in bulk, so the amount per window is much less. And it just makes it a lot easier for that one company to be in there, stage all the glass and windows and to get it up. But this is when we're looking at homes, it's one of the first things we're looking at now is windows, right? For our customers, what's the age of the roof? Look at the windows, the AC, the important things. The interior can always be redone, but yeah, windows are very important. And see, what I'm always amazed by when we see all the development going up in this area, especially like the multi-family apartments, where the heck are all the windows coming from? I mean, we're not the only place in the country that has development going on, and it's just amazing that a 500 unit condo building may have, or apartment complex may have 4, 6 windows. Now that's a lot of windows for one little block. So how are you keeping up with production on this?
So we haven't had an issue yet. We're direct dealers with CWS Windows out of Ocala, who is owned by Pella. Good sized company, great name. Viwinco Windows out of Pennsylvania, Lawson Windows. So those are basically the companies we're sticking with. We trust their windows. In all my homes for years, and even in Rich's homes, we used PGT windows forever. And the problems that we've been having with those in the past, we won't sell them. CWS has been great. They stand by their product. And if y'all remember up in Mexico Beach, the hurricane that hit up there a few years back,
Yes.
if you've seen the one house that stayed standing, that was the one they had CWS windows in them.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's actually on our website as well. I'm going to put our website here. It's just visionwindows.com.
Steve, are most of these produced in the United States?
Yes. Yep.
They're all produced in the United States.
Okay. The reason that comes up is because of tariffs and things, and the increase in cost, and in the long run, you know, it might be less expensive to buy them here in the country.
Yeah, so CWS is actually in Ocala, so they're manufactured right there and sent over.
So what was wrong with the PGT, Rich?
Well, there's just some just warranty issues, and I personally we don't like warranty issues, so we stick with what we know works.
Got
and
it.
a good product.
Okay.
Yep. And with CWS windows, it's always pretty much always, hasn't it, Rich? 3-week turnaround time.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
It's always 3 weeks. We have the windows. So they have a huge plant up in Ocala, and what's nice is Cardinal Glass, who is one of the largest glass manufacturers in the country, I think actually in all of North America. CWS Windows sold them property, and they built their plant right there. So Cardinal Glass and CWS Windows are right next door to each other, so that's another plus. That helps the turnaround time on it.
So the turnaround time in production is one thing, but how about the manpower to put it in? Do you have people to install the windows?
Yeah, we tell people usually by Christmas. No, just kidding. It's as soon as we get the windows, when we know they're coming on the schedule, the install teams, and Rich is in charge of all that. He will schedule with the customers to install it. We have 3 full-time window crews right now. We keep them busy. And I also have other crews from basically my home building company that are wanting to come on as well. We're going to be bringing more people on, especially getting all these large condo associations.
Yeah, you're gonna spend months at a condo association.
Yeah,
It's how,
exactly.
because a lot of them you can't work on the weekends, for example. It's a very 9 to 5-ish. You got the one elevator to use, and yeah. So, you know what? When I walk into a place, how do I determine if it's single pane? I mean, I know single pane, double pane, but how do you know if it's hurricane? How do you know if it's impact glass? Is there an etching somewhere that we can look for to see if it is?
Rich actually showed me something. I'll let you say this, Rich.
Yeah, so if you take a flashlight and hold it up against the glass, if it shows 3 lights, it's impact glass. If it only shows 2, it's double pane. If it shows 1, it's just one single layer of glass.
Yeah, it's the you could use your phone, actually turn the flashlight on your phone, hold it on an angle, because impact glass has 3 layers of glass, and you will see 3 little dots from your flashlight on that. But that's the best way to do it. You can tell.
That's
just
good to know. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who else has a question for our window experts? Anybody wants to raise your hand and I can unmute you?
Come on, there's got to be a question.
Christopher, go ahead.
So I've always wondered, Steve, so like in a 10-story condo, how the heck do you have to have special equipment outside? Do they do it from the outside, the inside? How do you guys replace them?
So we actually are doing that right now in Clearwater on Island Way Estates. We lease out 120-foot boom lifts.
Yeah.
And we just have the lifts there the whole time the jobs are happening.
Yeah.
So they work from the outside.
When you said 3 crews, Steve, I'm like, you need to hire more people. Like, if this is going to be mandated, there's a lot of condos on Clearwater, Key that qualify for that. I spent time there, and I know in I think it's the 700 building, 730 right there in Island Estates.
Yep.
They had to have it all done. Their condo association voted in it, and it was not an inexpensive,
100 grand, Chris. It was 100,000 for that per unit. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
A unit?
Per unit, the windows were.
John, didn't you have a condo that you sold?
Yeah, Dominic, he bought one there, and the sellers paid for the assessment for the windows.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, that was there was a lot of windows in those condos, and each unit was a corner unit, so you had wraparound glass on both of them, and then 2 sets of 3 sliders.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needed it badly. Those buildings, you could tell. A lot of the buildings are. So you guys are going to be busy for sure.
We're going to pace ourselves. So right now we have looks like Gulf Harbor condos, and then on Florham our Sea Castle condominiums, the 8-story building. We have some in there. We're working just for the homeowners right now, and I have to talk to Andrew, the property manager over there, who I know. I'm sure he knows what's coming, to see if they want us to get into that too. And what we do is we bring the manufacturers in, and the discounts that we're getting on these windows are pretty remarkable. I mean, we're getting these like 30% discounts, anything over 100 windows. So that's helping the homeowners too. We see some of these other prices that people get on windows, and it makes our head spin. It's even on the residential houses. We get these houses that we go to, and these poor people are being told, 95,000, 115,000 for windows. We're going in there for under 50, and with better windows. So the first thing I did when we got into this business is all the businesses that I've owned over the years, you always shop your competition. And actually, my mom has a condo over in Gulf Harbor Condos. I renovated it for her. It flooded, renovated it again. And I called in about 4 different window companies over there. And their prices were from 52,000 to about 75,000. And we can go in there with a complete replacement package for the largest condos they have, 3 sliding doors, 6 sets of windows. We're going in there for $36,000, $38,000 complete. And we're happy with that. We don't need any more than that. But I look at what all these other window companies are charging, and I'm just like,
Steve, what's the so let's do some cost comparison with the new impact windows. Are they more expensive, a lot more expensive, or about equal to what we could have gotten yesterday?
so if you just had a insulated double pane window, say it was 3 foot by 5 foot, one single hung window, that cost on non-impact glass is probably about $460. You want to go with impact glass, now you're about $1,100 for that window.
Wow.
So you're about twice as much.
A lot more.
A sliding glass door, so you have a 3-panel sliding door, 8 foot tall by 12 foot. Non-impact glass, you're looking probably 3,200, something like that. Impact glass, you're close to your $7,000.
So the window itself isn't changing; it's just the glass is changing.
Well, the whole structure of the window has been re-engineered too. It has to hold into your opening, and it has to hold the glass in. So it's a whole different system that they've developed for it.
So the window itself isn't changing. The cost is changing a little bit, but the majority of the cost is because it's the impact glass.
Yeah, so you have 3 layers, and there's a sacrificial layer, they call it. So the outside piece of glass is basically made to break if something hits it. And then on the inside, you have 2 more pieces of glass with laminate in between it, a clear laminate. So almost like a car windshield, it'll just, it's all tempered and everything, it'll just shatter. But like I say, the first piece of glass is made to break, and then you have those other 2.
Chris, I'll get to you in a second. What if a condo has hurricane shutters? Are they still required to have the impact glass?
No.
No.
As long as they have approved shutters, they're okay.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Chris.
2 questions, Steve. One, regarding your last description of the windows and stuff. I was wondering, so if there is an impact, whatever, something flies and great, and obviously it doesn't make it into the house, but that window obviously has to be replaced, right?
Yeah.
And is that at the homeowner's cost, or is that something that it's on a?
So what we do that I don't know if any other companies do, we warranty. We'll replace that glass for you.
Okay.
That's part of our thing is Vision Windows.
The other thing I had
For how long though? Like a year or 2 years? What?
So with CWS windows, there's a 30-year warranty on the frames, and I think it's a 20-year warranty on the glass as far as getting fogging or anything in between that. But what we'll do is basically for life to the original owner. And hey, Rich, did we make that transferable?
Right now it's to the original, but we are working on making it transferable. One
Yeah.
time transferable.
One time.
Yeah. We were talking about that the other day, but yeah, if they have broken window, we'll replace it free of charge for that homeowner.
That's
And
right.
as far as I know, I don't know if any other companies are doing that.
Unless they're on a golf course.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The other question I had for you, Steve, was my home a couple of years ago in Dunedin, I got a quote, and I found out that there's a lot of window companies that do a lot of new builds. Found how profitable replacement was, but what I found, like on my house, because it was built in the 70s, is there are different types of, like, I had 3 sliders. They were big. They were like 12 grand. They were quoting me like $12,000 on one of my sliders just alone. But Pinellas County, and where I lived, Pinellas at that time had, if you wanted to replace and do impact, that was fine. If you didn't want and you wanted to do like a double pane, that's fine, but you have to have shutters, or you had to have marked wood that for every open
Yep.
surface or whatever for code. Well, my window was like, there's a different depth than one of my sliders, and they're like, we don't really do the construction part of it. Like, we don't have guys that know how to fit the window into the spot. And I was like, what do you mean you don't? You're doing it. So, it was kind of scary to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna. And my neighbor had used this company, and they were like, yeah, we want to, take out like a big, they bought the wrong window. And so they're like, yeah, we just want to like cut out the block to make the window fit. And I'm like, no, it's scary. But I assume you guys can do any kind of construction issues that come in, because a lot of older homes in Pinellas County, or in any of the counties Pasco, to make sure that these newer windows impact do fit, and any issues that were on site, your teams can handle the construction issue. So it's not like the homeowner, well, you bought the windows from us, but if there's an issue with the install, you guys have to have a separate construction crew and or person come out and fit. Does that make sense?
So what we do is all the windows are custom sized to fit right in.
Yeah.
We go drywall to drywall, top drywall to the top of the windowsill. Once the old frame comes out,
Yeah.
the new window will slide in. There's no drywall repair, nothing. It makes no mess whatsoever. Slides right in, has its flange, gets sealed in all the way around. You have to shim them once in a while, things like that, make sure they're all level, get the caulking done. Once in a while, you run into something. It's behind the drywall. You don't know what's there. It's kind of rare, but it does happen. Our install crews will talk with the homeowners. Most of the time, they carry extra wood on the truck, things like that. They'll just fix it. But if it's something a little more involved, then we have to do a change order on it. We went out there, and there was a water leak for maybe the last 10 years. They take the window out, and there's nothing below it. So
Yeah.
you got to rebuild all of that. So something like that, there's an upcharge to it, which just basically we just need to cover the guy's time, our installers' time and material. But it's rare that happens. The installers go out and they measure all of the windows, and they feed back the windows to us, which I actually order them. And if they see something like a flag that comes up, they'll say something to us.
My specific issue was a depth issue on one of the sliders. How sometimes windows are more flush to it, and then my one out of 3 sliders, it was like inset, and they're like, yeah, like you have to do a different window or door, and it's great, Chris, but it's not the code in Pinellas County. I'm like, what do you mean it's not the code? It's the impact, right? Yeah, but it's not. It won't meet their code. You'd have to get approval from the inspection. I'm like, what? Like, make it more confusing and more expensive. Thanks.
Yeah, that didn't even sound right.
No, I've never heard of that one. I think what they did is they maybe had a door in their shop they wanted to try to sell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I've never heard of that one before.
Go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, this is another technical question, I guess. We just closed the deal in St. Pete. It's a brand new build, and this is a small window in the bathroom. It's kind of way up, no one can see in, but my client went to get, to look at the window and tilt the window in, like in case you want to clean it or something. Well, the tile installer installed the tile so tight that it couldn't tilt in. I mean, it's a brand new house. So we went to talk to the builder. The builder's like, he's gonna have to rip out all the tiles. Is there a way to do a new window from the outside to make it smaller so it fits and everything works without ruin the tiles?
You, well, basically what they would have to do, pull that window out, make a new window that's the width of it is tile to tile. What they did when I put the window in, the tile wasn't in yet.
Right.
Measured drywall to drywall, or basically just you know, the opening size is what they did when they made the window. The rough opening, they made the window, and normally you'll deduct 1 inch for the drywall, ½ inch on each side. Well, then they added tile to it, so that wasn't accounted for. So really,
Right.
the only thing you can do is order a new window that is just a little narrower, so it misses that tile.
Right. Then you would extract the window from the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then replaced it from outside. Okay.
Yeah. And it would just be measured tile to tile and sill to tile, however it is, but it would have to have a smaller window.
Got it. So the outside, the molding from the outside will be a little thicker to compensate for that, the lack
Yeah,
of.
there's a trim. You could order like if it's it'd have a flange on it.
Okay.
And if it needs more, CWS makes a trim that goes on it that will take up that extra space. So you're probably looking at another ½ inch, 5/8 of an inch with the width of the tile. So they would just have that extra trim piece put on it, and that would make up for that gap.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think this the thickness of the tile would affect the window coming in, but obviously it was cut so close that yeah, you just don't have the room to do that. Go ahead, Maria.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, okay, so I was trying to get a lot of my neighbors involved in doing kind of like a neighborhood installation where, you know, 2, 3 houses can come together. But just out of curiosity, because I want hurricane windows in my home. Like, let's say that in this group, you can get 2 or 3. Will you be able to give like some sort of discount because we're having like 3 houses done?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, for sure. We do that all the time, actually. We have like tiered pricing, tiered discount pricing. So actually, we started doing that with the condos down in Clearwater that we're doing. The more people buy, cheaper the price gets. Now that the condos are all being mandated to have impact glass, we've brought the manufacturers in and we're just getting, you know, rock bottom price for everybody. But on residential homes, like you're saying on your home, yeah, the more people that buy, the more we, you know, more discount we can get from the factory, and we pass that
And
on.
you guys do sliding doors too, right? Everything.
Oh yeah, front doors, impact glass doors with glass in them, sliding doors and windows. Yep.
Stephen, and do you offer in-house financing?
We sure do. We have Wells Fargo Home Projects.
Maria, you are like a walking infomercial here for Steve. This is perfect.
I love it. I love
Listen,
it.
I really want new windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have through Wells Fargo. So years back, I had a big air conditioning company. I was one of the bigger air conditioning companies in Tampa Bay. And we brought in Wells Fargo Home Projects financing for our customers. And it not only doubled our income and sales, but also for the homeowner. What was nice is you get basically a credit card. So say you got a $40,000 limit or a credit allotment with Wells Fargo. You get a credit card basically, and you can pick a few different programs. I think the most popular one right now is 6.99%. So you could get a loan for your windows at 6.99%. And say your windows were 30,000 and you were given a credit line of 40,000. You can also now use that other $10,000 on anything you want, like a credit card, and you're only paying 6.99%. So try to get a credit card at 6.99% these days.
And some will have no interest too. Like
Right.
some companies for like 18 months, no interest, just to
We
do
have
it.
that.
You know, you have that? Okay.
Yep.
That's important. Like in a house that windows are gonna be 40 to 50,000, not having 18 months to pay, you know, this works kind of like solar. So it will be a nice improvement. I mean, I personally, I would love to get together with somebody in this group. I did put it I remember in my neighborhood right after the hurricane, because I just don't want to be putting these plywoods again and the whole house and freaking out. And, you know, so I think having the hurricane windows is an amazing improvement.
It's a good opportunity to go door knocking, Maria.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And just to have the peace of mind, say you're on vacation, you're not home, something like that, or the elderly, they can't get out there and do this. So just to have the peace of mind that you're not going to have to worry about something coming through your window, because with hurricanes, once that window is blown out, the pressure builds up inside, and bam, there goes the roof. So it's all you don't want that pressure coming in the house. So just to have that peace of mind, it's worth it. The other thing too, which is nice about these windows, the heat gain that comes into your house is now such a minimal heat gain. You can stand right in front of these windows with the sun coming in. You don't feel any heat.
Yeah.
So that's another big thing about these
That
windows.
for
It keeps the
sound,
energy bill down.
Like for sound also, isn't that like,
Oh,
Absolutely.
sound is huge. Yep.
yeah.
Go ahead, Julian.
My question is, how long are they going to give all these condos to make these switch over? Even if is it law now, or is it going to become law? And what's the timeline they're going to give all these buildings to, meet the codes?
So that's something we're trying to find out right now, actually, if there is a deadline. And what I can do is once we find that out, I can send an email out and get y'all updated on it. Everything I've read so far is going into effect. The insurance companies are now telling everybody we're talking to, if 19 people have impact glass, but that 20th person doesn't, we're not going to insure your building, which now really puts a lot of responsibility on the associations because they have to have insurance. I'll try to get that answer on the next few days because that's something I've been wondering too. Is there a deadline? I would think there would be. I don't know if that would be from the state, where it would be from, but it's FEMA and the insurance companies are what are driving this. So
yeah, I think the issue is the insurance, right? I mean, first of all, you can't expect everything to be done by the end of 2025, for example. But the problem is the insurance companies, when it comes up for renewal, I know we were dealing with 9 roofs here in an association. You can't get a loan on it. They're going to increase so you have no insurance on the buildings currently. Who's going to pay for it? The individual homeowner. So it's going to take some time, but hate to say it, it's just one more thing we really didn't need in the condo world right now, even though it's long term a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going. I got a couple other articles I've pulled up that I've been looking at, and I just can't find a deadline date because a lot of associations are going through now and putting responsibility onto the homeowners. So that's taken time to get through.
Right.
And but like I say, as soon as I get some information, I'll pass it on because we're curious ourselves if there is a date yet.
Go ahead, Christopher.
Sure. So Steve, so on waterfront condos, that's going to be mandated, right? And is this just in like VE zones where they're mandating it? I mean, I assume if you have an inline condo, is that the same scenario, or is it just VE flood zone?
It's 3 miles in from the coast right now.
So from the coastline in 3 miles. Okay.
Yep. And what they're doing is they're closing it up to the entire state from. Actually, I have a map. I'm going to try to load that up. I'll find that. Basically, I think they just passed this where it's from Orlando all the way down the entire state.
Wow.
So
and then for single family homes, is that that hasn't come in yet for single family homes in that same geographic area that's saying 3 mile in? And you think that's coming, right?
The homes are coming.
Yeah.
On the map that I have, it shows everything, like I say, from Orlando down, and that includes residential homes. I just haven't seen yet. We hear from the insurance companies that it's coming. And Rich actually has talked to a lot of insurance agents that call him. I'll let you take this over, Rich, if you got a minute.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of feedback from the insurance companies, and they are saying that they are recommending to the homeowners to start replacing their windows because it is coming. We don't know exactly when it's coming, but it is definitely coming.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And so in that zone, Rich, you think that if a homeowner wants to replace, they're going to have one choice and one choice only, and that's impact. No more double paying, no.
Now, the only options they're going to have is put impact or have hurricane fabric or hurricane shutters on.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, and this is related to like how many how many windows you can replace in the house at one time without permits. I hear all mixed, people like, oh, you can do 2 at a time every year, or you can do half of the house every year. Or I know window company wants to come in and do it all at once because that's what you guys more efficient at. But a lot of people don't have that kind of budget, and they need to do this step at a time.
We actually pull permits on every job. Every job we have permits on, whether it be one window, one door, a whole house full. I don't want to get pulled up in front of the board for questioning.
Understood.
As much as we hate pulling permits, trust me, we got to play by the rules.
In order to get a discount for an insurance company too, that has to have the whole house has to be impacted. Or not, if you do 4 windows, that's great, but it doesn't give you the insurance discounts.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
correct.
You need all that. Let's see. I'm looking for a map here.
So while you're looking for that, Steve, so so you don't need, like, if I get impact windows, I don't need to board up my windows if a hurricane comes, or?
No, not at all. Not at all. And actually, the worst thing to do, the worst feeling in the world is have a hurricane come and you got boards on your windows and you can't see out.
Yeah.
The nice thing about having impact is, yeah, if something gets picked up and hits the window hard enough, it's going to break, but it's not going to, only one layer is going to break.
Right.
So it's not going to let anything else in. So you definitely do not have to board up.
Okay.
Oh, and that was the other thing. Like, what is the warranty on that? Is a lifetime? Like, if that happens, then you guys will replace it?
So CWS Windows has a 30-year warranty on the frames, and I think it's a lifetime warranty on the glass. And again, what we would do through Vision Window Solutions, if you did get a window busted up to so many windows, we would just take care of that for you. That's part of our business model.
Okay. Yeah, no, hurricane windows, you don't need to board, you don't need to cover, it's in the
Yeah,
420 like hurricane protection, so they're the best.
That's awesome.
I just
So,
got new
while
hurricane
we're-
windows and I can't wait for a hurricane.
Bring it on.
I'll be sitting in front of the windows just like this.
That's
I
fun.
was showing a condo on near Sand Key over the weekend to this couple who was just relocated from Indiana. And, these foreigners, these people who are not Floridians, they're so concerned about the hurricanes and the storms. That's the most important thing that this guy's looking at: windows and hurricane shutters, So huge advantage. And I showed him 2 units in the same building. One had new windows, one had old windows. And we just stood there and said, you feel the heat coming in out of here, compared to the other one? And what a huge difference. And so, on a condo that has got, these were both corner units that had 6, 8 windows or whatever, and sliders. That is a huge value add, especially when they're the same price. It's like, this one is so much better because it had the glass and the hurricane shutters. Not only for, like Karen mentioned, noise, but just energy efficiency, right? the electric
Mhm.
bill is going to be less. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it was a southeast corner unit, so it had sun all day. So I don't know what the value of that would have been, but I was estimating about 50 grand at least.
Mm.
Yeah, it adds up. I don't know if you can see it. I just added it to the chat
Yeah,
picture of the windborne debris zones.
Yeah.
So in these areas, currently any new construction or window replacements must be impact glass. So even all the way in the center of the state, if you're replacing your windows, it's mandated that you must have impact glass. This is the current building code what went into effect last year. But what they're doing now is now the insurance companies have hopped in and they're saying the same thing. Now that this building code has been put into place, replacement windows or new must be impact. Now they're coming out saying, hey, we're just going to mandate everybody has impact glass.
Yeah. And if,
like
for those of you who didn't click on that, on the chat that Steve just put in there, it's almost everything from Orlando down. I mean, it's the entire southern half of the state, and then up on in the panhandle as well. So I think you just have to assume that if you're replacing your windows, they're going to have to be impact glass windows.
Yeah, anywhere in there must be impact glass. But like I say, now what they're doing is they're wanting to move that blue to cover the whole state, and at the same time, the insurance companies are, they're at residential homes as well. They want to mandate residential homes, and we're just waiting for that official word.
Steve, would you know if let's say you have new windows put in? I'm assuming your insurance would go down.
Correct. They give you a discount. You have to have a mitigation paper done. With mitigation forms, it also normally includes the roof as well. They want to know if you have strapping down the roof, trusses, things like that.
That'd be a really good number for us to figure out on a typical home. If you had your windows replaced, how much are you saving per year? In homeowners insurance. Maybe we'll get Paula, or we have another insurance person we can ask that of, because that would be a good reason why a homeowner would want to have them done as well. Not only for safety, and it's the smart thing to do, but it's also going to save you X amount of dollars per year, and you're going to be in that home for a length of time. I mean, you may pay for half of your window replacement.
Yeah, so like my home, I'm right back here on the coast, just north of Gulf Harbors and Gulf Landings area, Sea Colony, on a canal I'm in. But behind me is a little island and then wide open Gulf. My homeowner's insurance went down about $1,800 a year.
Wow.
Once I had put the impact glass in.
That's fantastic.
I have a couple friends of mine. We put impact glass in their homes. Then they actually replaced the garage door to an impact garage door, a roll-up door, because the doors were so old. A friend of mine I just did, I think, it was a small house too. It was a small one-car garage, little block house. I think their insurance went down about $1,000 a year. And he was paying, I think, about $3,000. So
big savings.
It went down 33% just by adding the windows.
Go ahead, Joanne.
Okay, yes, we had all of our windows replaced in our Florida home. And the thing that we didn't know was that the leaded glass front doors, those custom doors we had done years ago, were keeping us from getting the discount. So we ended up putting in a $6,000 electronic roll down thing for the whole front entrance of the house. But I can agree with you, when the hurricane comes and you can still see out the windows, even though our front door was, that shade is down, it's a fabulous feeling to be safe in your home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And as far as the leaded glass, until now, there are some starting to come out. We deal with a few different door manufacturers, and the ODL doors, they now have impact rated glass for the doors that does have the camming inside, and it just beautiful windows, because it used to be, just no glass, or you had a half light, that was it. So it went to a full light, 3/4 light, but now there are a lot of options for the doors. And like I say, we're just now starting to see the glass come out with the camming in it, where it has a nice, beautiful look to it. So they're not cheap, but they're available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a one-time replacement too. You know, it's not like, you know, in our lifetime, you would think we're gonna have to see a window replacement of this impact glass.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Karen.
Well, I just had a question. So, John, like, as real estate agents selling condominiums to buyers, like, what are some things we need to be cautious of, I guess, right now? Assessments or like,
Oh,
is
yeah. Well,
is
yeah,
it
I think that's why so many buyers are leery of buying condos right now. You know, you guys know a majority of my business is right here where I live, and you know, I've got 7 listings in here and haven't had a showing in 6 months, right? And these are lower end condos. These are you know, 100,000 to 300. So I just keep my customers informed, and I know the numbers exactly. There's 3,200 about condos in Pinellas County right now, and 80 sell per week. 80. All right. So do the math. How many weeks of inventory is that if there's no new condos? So this window situation is going to be, you know, if we have a seller who's going to want to sell a condo, we need to educate them on these things. Okay. Or even a single family home that has old windows. You know, we need to tell the sellers, like, look, your home is worth X here, but you've got the buyer who's going to buy this property is going to have to replace the windows at this cost to get insurance. So I think things like this knowledge we're getting today is just very valuable in helping educate our current customers and future customers on how to price things and how, you know, offers being made, and convincing our seller who might be a little overpriced that this is why you need to sell at this price.
Yeah, that's the I just think as realtors we need to stay on top of these laws, and I realize it's a lot, uh you know, because there might be a proposed bill, but then it has to pass. And I know, Steve, I've talked to Cindy at the gym about, she's like, oh my God, you know, that you, even the information that you get, you're still not 100% on things because they change, you know,
Yeah.
the legislation changes. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I just think that's important because it's something, you know, you don't think of that. When you're, you know, you're looking at a condo, even like, is there a certain year, like if a condo was built in 2020 or later, are they guaranteed to have impact windows?
No. Mm-mm.
See, so I mean, we think in our minds, oh, it's new construction, so it's got to be good windows. No. So that could even become an issue, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Quite honestly, the builders were trying to put in the cheapest windows that they could do at the time, and we find that a lot when you would think that there's going to be impact in them, you go to them and you see they're not. It's very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've even encountered where we went out and somebody wants to put new front doors in, and you know, we want impact front doors. We already have impact windows, and we start looking to the house. It's like, these aren't impact windows,
Mm.
and you hate to tell them that, but they were misled by somebody. They think they have impact glass. Run into that a couple times already.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you feel bad for that homeowner. I don't know how they, you know, when they were sold the house, they were told it's impact glass, but it's not.
Steve,
And like,
yeah.
yeah,
And Rich, all these new apartment complexes that are going up here in Pinellas, and I'm sure there's some in Pasco as well. Are those all impact windows?
Those should be, yes.
yeah,
The reason I bring that up is you think about, you know, those people are paying, because we had friends who were living in one right across the street from me, right on 19 here. They're paying $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, right? And can you imagine if now these newer construction places, they're going to say, you got to replace all your windows. It's like, holy crap. I mean, who's going to pay for that? The renter. So just an opportunity out for us thinking, hey, these renters stop renting, start owning, because your rent's going up. Go ahead, Chris.
Rich, are you sure about that? Because I'm in a new apartment complex, and there's a lot of these going along on. I live in Bel Air, and mine are definitely not impact. They're not even concrete structures. I mean, I asked a buddy of mine who's a builder in Dunedin for a long time, and you know, I asked him. I said, "Are these carbon?" Because you know, they just started popping up, and I'd say, I don't know, last 5 years or something, they're just booming, right, all over the place. And he said, "Oh no, they're all framed, Chris, because they know they're going to get their money on it." I go, "There's no building codes for those. They don't have to put concrete block. There's no." And he's like, "No."
Well, the new building code is anything new has to be impact unless you have hurricane protection already, like roll down shutters or hurricane fabric.
And
So
that's in a rental, so I don't know. I guess you'd call that a commercial property. I mean, it's residential, but it's.
yeah, it should
Anything.
be. It should be.
I would question that. Not.
But Chris, it's probably what year wasn't that, like, Rich, when did that go into effect? Is that from the 2024 law? So if yours was built, that's why I was saying, like, if you had a condo built in 2020, you assume that it has impact, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, in 2020 they definitely weren't putting them in, but the new Florida building code just passed last year, Steve?
Back in August.
I'd be curious. I'm gonna run down because there's a new place. I don't know if you guys have seen on US 19 between Alderman and I think it's just on the left hand side there. I just saw them come up. I'd be curious to see if they're, to Rich's point, if that, if they have to put that in. That would be a huge expense for them on a new, I mean, how many windows and doors, would that be? I mean, that's good. That's great for the residents, obviously, because I worry about that too. Being a renter, I'm like, I don't live right on the coast, but that is a thought. If we do get some serious wind, I mean, I don't live that. I can walk to the water, so I'm probably maybe 2 miles tops from the water. That's a definite.
But you know that the builders building those huge apartment complexes are going to do it as least expensive as they can. And you know what? I was in our friends. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was inside. It was we'd all like the amenities that it had, but externally, yeah, it's framed and it's going to be on the least expensive windows they could put in to code. And maybe it all depends on when the building plans were permitted or approved, and when that, can they change can the county come in and say, you know what, we approved your plans 3 years ago for building this apartment complex, but now you need to change the windows because the new code is X. I'm guessing there's probably a grandfathering time frame in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
pass that cost on to the residents. They're not paying for it. So I'd love to see those rents. I mean, they're already high enough. I pay a small fortune. I just have a really nice house for what
Go ahead, Rich.
Oh no, I was saying there's definitely a grace period. If you pulled your permit in 22 and here it is, 25 and your unit's still not done, I'm sure there's a grace period for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, great information there, Karen.
Yes, thank you.
Well done putting this together. Thank you. Anybody have any last minute questions for our experts on Windows?
And as always, I'm going to put my email address in this chat. I'll put mine and Rich's email. And if you have any questions on anything, just reach out. We'll put our email, phone numbers in here. Actually, I could probably just load up our cards in here so you have a digital of our cards. And you can email us anytime, call us, text us if you have a question on something. We'd be glad to help out.
Good. Okay, can everybody get their cameras on so we can take our next nice picture and put out this beautiful group from this morning? We appreciate all of you being here today.
Well, appreciate the invite.
You're welcome. Steve, hang on. We're going to get a picture here.
Okay.
Rich, be careful driving. I see. Okay, good. You're parked. Good.
Here we go. Smile, everyone, except for Joanne. She's out. Okay, all good.
Got it. Thank you, Jim. Steve and Rich, thank you very much. Karen, thanks for putting us together.
Thank you.
Yeah, and everybody, thanks for being here today. So you know what? Let's use this information to share with our customers.
Joanne's back. If we can take a picture, if everybody want to come back in. Sorry.
Yeah, let's get another one. We're gonna do two.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jim.
Sorry. Smile, everyone. Thank you.
Good. We'll get two. We'll look like we had a double full house today. That's good. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Have
Thanks,
a great
everyone.
week.
You're welcome.
All right,
Nice meeting y'all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.